Hey, how's it going, everybody? BurntBrian here. Welcome back to another Tall Can Sunday. Shit, I got my days mixed up. Alright, so it's a couple days early, but I wanted to do one of these videos for you guys anyway because I just have a couple things to talk about. One thing that's kind of important, is big, whatever, we'll get to that in a little bit. But first, I have a very special beer I'm going to be sharing with you guys because it's going to be one of the last beers I drink for at least, we'll say, 30 days, roughly. But this one here is definitely a very unique one. I picked this one up at my favorite little local craft beer store, small place, Gator Discount Beverage. And this one is brewed and bottled by Brasserie Fantôme Soy Belgium. And this is a true imported Belgium beer here. And this is their dark white. It is a Belgian ale brewed with spices. Nice simple label design here. On the back it says, Fantôme is a classic artisanal farmhouse brewery in the heart of the Ardennes forest. Its brews are in the robust, flavorful Saison style and recall the early days of Belgian brewing. Brewer Danny Prignon is known for his regular Fantôme Saison, rated a perfect 10 in a recent book on Belgian brewing, and for the creative and adventurous brews he makes to mark each of the 4 seasons. The recipes change every year, but don't ask what makes them so tasty. The Fantôme never gives up its secrets. I'm probably saying that wrong. I don't know if it's Fantôme or whatever. Fantôme, that's what I'm going with. Anyway, this one's definitely different. It looks like there's like multiple colors. Maybe it's just, I don't know what's going on with the beer inside. There's definitely a lot of sediment down on the bottom there. And just like I had suspected from looking in, this is definitely, again, a little different from most of the beers I've had, as this one does have a cork in it. So we're going to go ahead and pop this cork out. But yeah, again, guys, I just wanted to touch base with you, let you know about a few things that are going on, and some changes, some things that I'm going to be doing differently. But anyway, let's go ahead and pop this out. Oh yeah. Oh, definitely smells like a really strong Belgian ale, but has more of these like, almost like a wine smell coming to it. All right, I don't want to disturb the sediment too much, so we'll just go ahead and try to pour this in relatively gently. Not that there's anything wrong with that sediment down at the bottom, but alright, we'll let this sit and chillax for a little bit and let everything else settle back down in there. But man, that is definitely a nice looking Saison there. It's beautiful. Again, I see a few flecks of the yeast floating around in there. Not a big deal, nothing bad about it. But this definitely has a different kind of color than most of the Belgian style ales and the Saisons that I'm used to. This has a much darker color to it with like a light haziness around it, but the actual thick body of it is darker. Not much of a head at all on it. The aroma, again, is, God, it's a beautiful smell of like fruits. Like, I want to say, God, I don't know. It's like a grape. I mean, I'm definitely picking up like a champagne, almost wine-like smell. It's really good. All right, let's give this one a taste. Oh, wow. Totally different than the aroma. The aroma seems very bold, strong, sharp, like, again, champagne, this bubbly aroma pushing through. But then the flavor itself is just really, it's on the mild side. It's pleasant. Very, very easy drinking beer. Wow. Again, I don't know a whole lot about this, but this one comes in at 4.7%, and it says that it is best before the end of 2019, so I probably could have and should have bottle conditioned that one for, you know, a good year or two before I cracked it open, but screw it, today is somewhat of a special day. Before I get to the final news, I've just got a couple topics and questions that people have put on my last Tall Can Tuesday video. I just want to run through real quick. Like Tess Cooks For You, I want to give her a shout out. She has an awesome YouTube channel that does a lot of recipes. She teaches like simple ways to do all sorts of fun, tasty recipes. So definitely check her out. And she said that she says that you like food and beer. How about making a mukbang video, a recipe that includes beer? So I'd never heard of a mukbang video, but I guess that's one that a recipe that includes beer. There are several different recipes that I could use. I mean, there's alcohol that's used in a lot of different dishes that are out there, and so I've got a few different ideas. So I'm going to try to work on that again. I've got something special that I'm going to be working on over the next 30 days or so, and I may have time to film a cooking video here and there. I'm going to really try to stay motivated and strong, because I keep telling you guys when I do these videos, hey, I'm working on a recipe video, I'm working on a recipe, I'm working on doing this, and I never end up doing it. I just keep putting it off and putting it off, putting it off. And that's part of what I'm going to talk about here in a minute, but I'm definitely going to be more focused and going to really work hard to put out some content for you guys. It's definitely something that I'm striving to get better at, and I don't know, I took that long break and sort of slacked off from things, but I will have some cooking recipes, cooking videos coming soon, so thank you for the suggestion, Tess. I appreciate it. Hope some people go and check out your channel. Also, I had Pain Drain, we were talking back and forth about the streaming stuff, about my comments in the streaming video. It's not that I hate or that I'm bitter towards people that are doing it to make money. It's just, I guess I look at them and I think, well, you know, I see some people that have absolutely no personality whatsoever, and his argument was that people watch these streamers because of personalities, you know, the character that they are, and maybe I just look at them and think these people have no personalities at all, at least some of them. But a lot of the streamers that I watch are kind of boring, and again, my whole main focus of that was on these girls that want to dress up wearing bikinis while they make their videos. Like, to me, it's just kind of stupid. It's like you have nothing else, no other talent, so you're going to show off your body to try to get views, and it's kind of like, I'm not a big fan of any of that stuff. So that was my gripe with that. But Pain Drain had gone on to say he'd like to hear me talk about the Nintendo NX or the third-party systems, or, you know, the Wii U and all that. I'm happy to talk about Nintendo. The only thing about the NX is really nobody knows a whole lot about it yet. There's a lot of rumors and speculations about what's going to be in the console and how powerful it is. I've heard that it could be, you know, more powerful than the PS4 or the Xbox One. Maybe not the Pro version that they just put out, the PS4 version, but still is supposed to be rivaling those guys, but not as good as some of the other consoles that are supposed to be coming out. As far as the third-party ones, which I'm really excited to see. I want to see more competition with Microsoft and Sony and Nintendo. Another, you know, Steam tried to put out their Steam box, and I don't think it sold quite as well. I mean, maybe it did. I never looked at the numbers. It's just not something that interested me personally, because I got tired of consoles. All my life, I mean, I've been playing since the very first Atari consoles, all the way up through the Nintendo, the Sega Genesis, TurboGrafx, I mean, every game system that's out there, I've had it, from Super Nintendo all the way up, including when Sega did their Sega CD and the 64, I think it was, or the 32-bit, you know, games that they were putting out. I played all of those different consoles, and it's just, I got to where I got tired of it. I'm like, man, they're just stifling the industry. I'm stuck with outdated technology. I'm using old hardware that they're forcing to try to keep up by putting in, you know, constant software updates. And you can push stuff, you know, for quite a while, but I mean, I don't know, man, it just kind of stifles the industry to me. It forces game developers to dumb down their games in order to work on these consoles, in order to work for a long period of time. And so I just got tired of it, man. I decided to go with a PC, and I'm loving my custom PC. I think it's great. It does everything I want to do. Video editing, the gaming is awesome. I mean, I'm playing all the games in the highest resolution. I like the ability of using the keyboard, and I also have the Steam controller, so I use a weird combination sometimes. Like when I'm playing Grand Theft Auto, I'll use the keyboard, controller, and my mouse in different parts of the game. I find it easier to drive with the controller, and yet easier to aim with the mouse and stuff, so I've got it rigged where I can aim and drive and shoot with the mouse. But, you know, that's pretty much, you know, I never bought the Wii U. I honestly was disappointed with it. I thought that, you know, after looking at everybody playing it, I thought it was kind of, I don't know, I liked the concept, the idea of having this handheld console that you could take with you. Like, say you're going to the bathroom and you don't want to stop playing, you know, you can get up, and if you're really that into your game, you can get up and go to the bathroom and keep playing. Apparently, this new console, the NX, is also rumored to be a portable console as well as, you know, one at home. So you'll be able to plug in your portable, play there, and then unplug and take it with you and play, which I guess, I don't know what that would do to their 3DS game sales and the 2DS and all the other handheld game systems, which Nintendo does seem to have sort of the lockdown on the handheld consoles, besides obviously Sony's PS Vita and whatnot. But I would like to see more third-party competition come out. I think that would be just really awesome. So thanks for the topics there, Pain Drain. I'll talk about your some crazy business practices some other time down the road. It's starting to sour up a little bit as it warms up more. I'm picking up more sour notes. It's still a really nice, easy drinking beer. Definitely something totally different than what I'm used to, but it sure is pretty tasty. One last topic here from the last one. We've got Tasty Cheeks. Tasty Cheeks said, I want you to talk about politics. And my response to Tasty Cheeks was, well, be more specific. Tell me what you would like to hear me talk about as far as politics go, because I don't have a problem talking about this. I just know that a lot of people aren't going to agree with my opinions and my views. I'm not going to... There are a lot of great political channels out there if you want to follow people. Like, you know, personally, I like Ben Shapiro. I mean, not... Well, Ben Shapiro is great from Breitbart. You can always check out his stuff. Go and look at the websites and look over their news stories. People like Milo Yiannopoulos, I happen to be a fan of. I don't care if you like him or not. I do. I think he's an awesome guy. And it's so hard for me to delve into a lot of this stuff because, you know, stay away from the Young Turks. That's the only thing I'll say. Stay away from shitty channels that talk about politics like the Young Turks or BuzzFeed. If you watch BuzzFeed, you're probably not a very intelligent person or an intelligent voter if you think that the videos that they do are humorous in any way when they do, you know, 24 questions to white people or whatever their stupid social justice warrior bullshit is for the day. You know, those videos are retarded. I can't stand them. There's nothing there. It's just so insulting to see these videos and the morons. I don't even know where they pick the people to be in those videos. But again, I don't like talking about a lot of stuff because I'm not going to agree with a lot of you, and I'm not going to go into in-depth details about a lot of things. I mean, I might touch on certain news stories, things that are going on currently, but I'm not going to really get into a whole lot. I will say that Toronto Fire, my friend from Canada, had good old Flavio had responded saying to talk about Trump the douchebag, and well, the only thing that I can really say about that is I definitely don't think that he's a douchebag. I think that he is not a whiny little pussy like Trudeau is, that you guys elected up there. We need somebody that's going to be, you know, a lot harder on immigration. And suddenly I just got this urge to sneeze. I think I'm allergic to something. But that's about all I think Hillary Clinton is worth in my eyes. But we need somebody that's going to be strong. I don't care if people think he's a douchebag or not. I don't think he's the greatest person at all in the world, but I will say that I am tired of status quo. I'm tired of the same old shit, and I've watched what slowly happened over the last 8 years under this highly liberal president that we've had, where, you know, we've spent more time fighting over, you know, who can use what bathroom than we have the most important issues. Things like the TPP, the Transatlantic Partnership, is a major deal. We really should be looking more at the topics that are at hand. Like just this Saturday, the U.S. decided to its contract ran out on governing the internet. So now we've handed over our rights to basically govern our internet to some giant global corporation, which I think is absolutely insane. But there are so many more important issues that should be going on. Instead, we're all fighting over stupid shit. You know, you've got the media trying to spin some stupid stuff, trying to act like the cops are racist against black people and that they're disproportionately killed by cops, and it's just not true. Statistically, it is factually incorrect, and you can try to argue with me on the statistics all you want, but, you know, I've looked at them, I've compared. You can take little snippets and little bits out of it to skew your opinion one way or the other, but when you look at the whole picture, you look at everything that goes into these statistics, it's easy to see that it's not entirely true. And you know, I think our system is working just fine. The female officer that shot the guy who was high on PCP, you know, out in the road, who was unarmed, she's facing manslaughter charges. She's going up against it. In the case of what was it? I can't remember the guy's name. Damn it. But the guy in Charlotte, in North Carolina, the man who's had a book on him, you know, no, he was carrying a gun. You hear the cops 12 times telling you, drop your gun, and you just keep walking with a gun in your hand. It doesn't matter whether you're aiming at them or not. They gave you ample time. They gave you 12 or 13 times telling you, drop the weapon. I don't care what color you are. If I did that, they'd shoot my fucking ass dead too. Just don't be a dumbass. The guy was a convicted felon. He had served 7 years in prison, whether it was a a right to open carry in that state or not. When a cop is telling you to drop your goddamn gun, you drop it. And he paid the price. The wife even filed reports against him, thinks that he had threatened their life. He had threatened her life, threatened the child. He was a bad man who had just served 7 years in jail, and as a felon, he had no right to a gun. And apparently, the wife had also testified, or at least gave a sworn testimony, or whatever it's called, when they gave a description, when she filed a report. She had said that he was carrying an illegal firearm, and so, or a stolen firearm. So it's just like, man, you have to look. But instead, what did those people do? Instead of waiting for all the facts to come out in the news, they just go ahead and decide to burn down their city and go, oh, another one of our people. Meanwhile, they're chanting all white people are devils and all this bullshit, this racist shit. And it's like, you know, we're getting tired of hearing this. Like, it didn't happen as you said it was. The guy was fucking guilty. He deserved to die. That was it. His punishment did fit the crime. He refused to drop his weapon after being told repeatedly to do it. I mean, you just got to be stupid if you don't know to put down the gun. But let's talk about another story. Let's talk about the white guy who was shot. He was murdered by 2 police officers with his arms out the window, hands in the air, no gun at all. He wasn't killed. Sorry, the white guy was shot by these 2 black police officers, and his little 6-year-old boy sitting in the passenger seat died because of this. And what did the media do? The media put out headlines saying, little boy was caught in the crossfire. No. The crossfire would mean that he was firing at the cops, and the cops were firing back, and the kid got caught in the process. That's not what happened. It was just 2 shitty officers firing into that car and killed him. So why aren't we burning down cities? Why aren't we fucking looting? You know, it's crazy. And at the same time, Black Lives Matter has been out there pushing the kill cops and fry them like bacon, and they've been saying all this bullshit and pushing their hateful agenda on people. It's not about being equal with the Black Lives Matter movement at all. I mean, you can see that when they've tried to do segregation in colleges in California. Look it up. It's actually happened. There is a school where the black people wanted to be segregated from other races. They wanted to be in their own. So totally different than what Martin Luther King Jr. wanted as far as bringing people together, getting rid of segregation. Well, now they want to put themselves in segregation. Well, that doesn't make any sense at all. But I mean, where's the outrage with this story? You know, this kind of stuff happens all the time. The media just doesn't push the narrative of a black cop or any color cop killing a white person. They just don't talk about it very often. It's so minor that you might hear about it on your local news station or read about it in your local newspaper, but I guarantee CNN, CBS, ABC, NBC, MSNBC, LGBTQ, whatever, all those organizations are not going to cover those stories fairly and equally. And so that's why I have to go to other outside sources. You can call Alex Jones a whack job if you want, but I actually like what he has to say. Granted, I think sometimes he is pretty damn crazy with some of his conspiracy theories, but some of them are actually pretty right on, and you know, they've actually come true. You know, it's come true, some of the things he's predicted. You know, it's just so hard to talk again about politics because I don't like doing this with friends because I've had some friends online. You know, lately I sit back and bite my tongue because I'm trying to be a bigger man than these children that I'm friends with online that just try to bait you into saying something, and they make these blanket statements about all people as if, you know, like, oh, all Republicans are idiots. Everybody who's voting for Trump is this. You know, you're no better than anybody else. You sit there and act like you're high on your horse and that you're looking down at me for my opinions and my beliefs as if you're morally correct. Meanwhile, you're doing the same things that you condemn this presidential candidate for doing, or what you think he's done. You think he's made blanket statements about all, you know, Mexicans, which he did not, or all Muslims, which he did not. But you are specifically doing that. You're being a bigot and saying all of these people and putting everyone into one category, and it's bullshit. I've had my Canadian friends lately posting stories about how stupid Americans are and all this, and I just have to sit back and go, you realize I'm your friend, right? And that I'm an American. I live in America here, and you know, I don't post stupid shit. I mean, there's plenty I could pick on about Canada. I mean, if we want to talk about dumb white people, we could talk about Nova Scotia and you know, the whole theme of where the Trailer Park Boys came from. It was making fun of dumbass rednecks that lived in trailers that were up there in Nova Scotia in your area. I mean, you've got your fair share of retards just as much as anybody here in America does, but you know, to sit there and just like down your friends blindly, it just pisses me off so much, and I don't know, I'm having a hard time biting my tongue anymore. It's like I'm starting to get to where I'm just going to start posting rude shit to Facebook too, because there's no point in being the bigger man in the situation. It's just, all I'm going to do is sit back and get angrier and angrier until I eventually blow up. But I am going to start wearing this one around my liberal college here at the University of Florida and see how many of these boot-licking sheep I can piss off in my local community. But that's all I got. I got one last quick topic I want to talk about. Let me take another swig here. Yeah, it's definitely not my kind of beer, man. I mean, it's good. It's not bad at all. It almost has like this apple juice quality to it now the more it's warmed up, but it's got a sourness to it. Kind of reminds me of like a cider a little bit, or a snake bite, a cider and a lager mix. Definitely an interesting beer. It is tasty. But the point that I wanted to get to at the end of this video, just to kind of let you guys know what's been going on, you know, for a long time, I have been this person that, you know, I keep saying I'm going to do something, and it always ends up being, all right, well, tomorrow I'll start. I'll do this tomorrow. And nothing is ever going to change in your life if you just keep saying tomorrow. Tomorrow I will get better. Tomorrow I'm going to start working out. Tomorrow I'm going to stop eating bad food. Tomorrow I'm going to stop doing this. It's always tomorrow. And that's the loophole that I've been stuck in. And I sit here and I look back, because I've made several videos where I tell you guys I'm going to be making major changes in my life and I'm going to start doing things different, and I do it for about a week and then it all falls apart. I've got to stop doing that. And maybe what I'm going to try to do over these next 30 days, I can't guarantee it's going to happen. I've never vlogged before, so I don't really know. I mean, I do these Tall Can Tuesday things, but it's not really a vlog. A vlog's more of a whole day event where I kind of just record random things about what's going on in my day. And I'm definitely going to start doing more vlogging. I'm going to give it a shot over these next 30 days, and maybe what I do will encourage you to do better. Maybe through the process of you guys seeing some of these videos, maybe you will, maybe you'll encourage me by some of the things you say. Of course, there's always going to be haters that don't like, but I've got a lot of stuff I have to make changes in my life, and you know, a lot of it has to do with drinking. I will say that I think that I might have a little bit of a problem with it. I do really good for a week, and then the weekend comes, I'll buy some beer, I'll get wasted, and then I just keep going. It'll be like the next day I get more beer, and the next day, and the next day, and I spend so much money on beer that I really don't have much money to do anything fun, like travel or take care of myself in other ways, buy vitamins, have plenty of food to eat for the week. So I'd rather drink than have food sometimes. So I'm making those changes. I have a lot of beer videos that I've already recorded from the past, so those are going to start rolling out. But I'm going to be focusing on trying to do a vlog every day, maybe every other day. I don't know yet, but I'm going to try to show you guys what I'm doing, and by that, maybe that will keep me motivated to keep doing it. Every time I think, I'll put it off till tomorrow, I'll think about all of you and go, no, I can't put it off. There's people that are waiting to see a video. Whether you're waiting to see it or not, at least I'll tell myself that. But I'm hoping that I can really make some serious changes. I've got a lot of weight to lose, a lot. I have put on so much over the last 6 years to where it's reached a point that I have no choice but to make some changes. And it all starts with this here. It stops with stop eating all the shitty food that I eat, all the fast food. So you probably won't see any more, you know, like fast food reviews. You'll definitely see some hot sauce stuff come up here and there, and then maybe some healthy recipes that I'm cooking along the way. Some of the exercise stuff that I'm going to be trying to do, I'll share as much of it as I can, and hopefully it will be somewhat entertaining and maybe slightly motivating. But anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. I know this kind of rambled on a lot longer than I wanted. I got a little bit more passionate than I should have about the politics stuff. But again, I'm always open to talk about things. I just would like to hear, I don't know, I don't want to rant to you guys about certain things. I'd rather you give me a topic, a specific thing you want to hear me talk about, and I'll be happy to do it. Otherwise, I'm just going to look at, you know, what's happening in the news, and maybe that's what you'd like to hear as far as politics. Maybe you'd like to hear my comments on certain things like the debate and whatnot. I'd be happy to share my thoughts with you guys, and these are non-research thoughts. These are just my opinions. Sometimes I do the research. I mean, I'm always up as far as when it comes to fact checking and stuff. I definitely do all that. I don't use sites like PolitiFact to get my information, because if you're someone that uses a .org site, and you're throwing up stupid memes as your argument, then you really, there's no point in even having a discussion with somebody that does that. Again, if you have something specific you want me to talk about, leave them down below. Again, it's going to be a while until I do another Tall Can Tuesday video. I'm looking at maybe a month. We'll see. I'm going to try to... Halloween's right around the corner, and I definitely enjoy partying for Halloween, but I'll have to keep my drinking down a little bit and just make sure that I work a little bit extra harder as far as working out that week. But anyway, I love you guys. I really do appreciate all of you who do continue to watch my videos, who throw down the like buttons on these things and give me some comments and feedback and let me know that you're interested in what I'm doing. Because again, I've really thought about ending this, channel so many times, but I just keep coming back because I love interacting with all of you guys. And so we'll see what happens over the next 30 days. Stay tuned, because tomorrow I will put up my first attempt at a vlog. We'll see how all that goes. And again, thank you all. As always, stay toasty, my friends.